Good, brother. Hey, just like the old folks say, I can't call it. If I call it, I might spoil it.
Hey, yes, sir. hey, 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 check it out, man. But good to see you though, man. Good to catch up and chop it up with you, man. Check it out, bro. But if I had your hands, I'd cut mine off though.
Oh, hey, 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 if I could touch it, it'd be like this.
Hey, yes, sir, yes, sir. Hey, hey, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the podcast, bro, and then we'll go ahead
Okay.
and get started, man. Hey,
All
so
right.
what the business is, you already know who it is. It's your boy coming through with a little bit more of that for the culture with another episode with one of my drill sergeant leader past buddies, man. But without further ado, I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself to the people, bro. So go ahead and tell the people about who you are, bro, what you do in the military, man, and a little bit about you, dog.
Okay. All right. Hey. So first off, just thank God first and foremost.
Yes, sir.
First name is Prentice. Everybody call me Sully. Short for Sullivan, right? And like my brother Miles just said, worked together for a short period of time at the Drill Sergeant Academy together. He was an old head when I came in. A gray beard as they called him at the
Yes,
academy.
sir. Great beard.
When I rolled up, but I came in hot, ready to learn, eager to be the best drill sergeant leader I could be, and one of the best times I've ever had in the military. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
so I'm Prentice Sullivan. I hail from Mobile, Alabama. Those that
Mhm.
don't know, it is the original home of Mardi Gras. Don't
Oh
argue with me,
snap!
argue with your mama. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes,
Uh,
sir. All
uh,
right, go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
been happily married now 9 years, three
Okay,
beautiful kids, two boys, one girl.
man.
A
Congratulations.
31 Bravo by trade. That's a military police officer. Been in, just hit 12 years back in March. Some hobbies of mine, I love music, play the drums, draw, and I work out, love working out.
Yes, sir.
Currently stationed up here at West Point, New York, where I'm a platoon sergeant in charge of three different sections: the desk section, the administration section, and my honor guard section. Who do the full military honor funerals, color guard missions, firing parties, salute batteries. So I stay pretty busy. It's definitely a humbling position to be in, because early on in your career as a military member, sometimes you don't see yourself reaching a certain point
Yeah.
in your military career. So to be here, I'm very thankful, and it just continues to humble me each and every day. As I get the chance to mentor a lot of younger NTOs and help young soldiers see their potential and give them a reason why. Because from my position now, I can see how hard it is for soldiers to stay motivated,
Yeah.
and want to come to work every day, and give them that why, help them understand the purpose of why they're doing different things. So yeah, each day, I feel like I tell my NCOs, I was like, hey, I feel like I fail daily, but that just means because I care, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm rolling with all the new things that I have to learn and continue to learn each and every day. The army is the army, but each place is ran a little different, and you learn something new each day, each week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Hey, man. Hey, man. Appreciate you sharing that, bro. Hey, I
Yes,
hear the
sir.
passion in you, man. I already know the
Hmm.
passion in you, man, because we used to work together, bro. So I already know the passion in you, man. I already know how for real you are about the job, how willing you
Hmm.
are to learn, bro. So just to hear that coming from you, man, and saying that every day, like you feel like you will fail, man, because you just want to be the best that you can be for your people, bro. Um, that's deep, man. That deep.
Yeah.
That's deep for real, for real. Okay, bro. Hey, appreciate you sharing that, bro. But we gonna go ahead and jump in, bro. Tell me this, man. How's life for
Okay.
you, though, man? Besides what you
Life.
just told me with the military stuff, man. How's life for you?
Hey, look, like I tell a lot of people, life is always good. Some days are
Yeah.
just better than others, right?
Right.
Um, Man, it's a simple question, but a deep one, right? Because we
Yeah.
we all we all want life to be a certain way. but doesn't always play out like that. But as far as the job, it's kind of one of those things where you just roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Personal life, life is great. Wife is happy, content. Kids are healthy. I mean, they keep us on our toes. I
Oh
never
yeah, definitely.
there's never a dull moment. I like to joke. When I clock out at work, I clock in at home.
Yes, sir.
Because
It's full
I
time,
get
baby.
home, yeah, get home, see the wife looking like this. Sometimes, it's like, all right, all right, dad at
Hey, you
home.
know what that is?
Tag, I'm it.
They
Kind of
tag you
thing.
in, boy. Hey, serious.
Yeah. So when it comes to, getting the kids ready for bed, fixing dinner at night just to try to give my wife a break, it's a balancing act.
Yes, sir.
And I just try to keep it in perspective. Because this is the life, that was chosen for them. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask to move. My oldest, who's about to be 8, he's already moved 4 times in his life.
Man, see,
So
the
you
military
know,
life,
so
boy.
yeah. So
Yes,
putting
sir.
things in the perspective like that, yeah. But life is good. I'll always, me, I've always looked at things in an optimistic
Yeah.
lens. So yeah, it's good. How about you?
Yeah. Hey man, hey look, life good, man. You know, I done relocated up here to freaking Maryland, bro. So I'm up in Fort Meade, bro.
Yeah,
I
I seen you up there with old Unc Shay Shay.
yeah, 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 man. Hey, yeah. I went to the little bottle signing, man. You
Yeah,
know what
that
I
was
mean?
cool.
He was up here visiting, bro. So wound up linking up, man. Had a good
Yeah,
conversation with him too, bro.
yeah.
Really broke down the perspective, met his team and everything, bro. So man,
Hmm.
hey, look, they on a different grind, bro.
Yeah,
They in cities damn near every day traveling, meeting up people, doing
man.
bottle signings, all that, bro. So hey, them some busy people, man. But I got some good perspective about some podcast stuff, man, and all that, man. So I appreciate
Okay.
you asking that, though, bro. I know you be
Yeah.
checking in, bro, and paying
Hmm.
attention to some of the things I be doing, bro. So I appreciate that, man. But
Oh yeah.
to fully answer your question, man, life is good, man. Definitely, moved, had to get adjusted here, man. Wound up getting hired to be a H2F system coordinator, bro. So I deal with H2F every day, man. Just trying to link
Yeah.
up and get soldiers connected with resources, man, and trying to help them out um to get them to where they want to be, bro. Especially with like
Hmm.
soldiers that's feeling height and weight. We try
Yeah.
to link them up with strength coaches to get them back in shape, bro, and build them out their own little workout plans and their nutrition plans and all of that, bro. And then we
Yeah.
also linked in real good with the UMT or whatever, man, with the ministry team, man. Big shout out to the ministry teams because a lot of people don't really know what ministry teams do. They just know about
Yeah.
a chaplain, bro. But you
Hmm.
don't really know like the steps that they really put in, bro. They really are there for soldiers, man, but your command team or your leadership really has to connect and utilize the chaplain the correct
Yeah.
way. Because if they don't utilize the chaplain the correct way, man, the chaplain will just be sitting in their office and don't really get the benefit of talking to the soldiers and really getting that good information to them, bro. Especially with that spiritual and that mental domain of H2F, man. So learned a
Hmm.
lot, bro, but still got a lot to do, man. But we're really trying to make moves to really get the command that I fall under to really get them on board with all of the down trace units and all of that, man. Because I work at the HAC, bro. So I work at the you know at with all of the freaking big wigs. So we connect
Hmm.
all the resources to all of the down trace units, man. We got like 40 units under us, bro. So we got a lot of
Dang.
soldiers, man. But it's good though, man. It's good to
Yeah.
really see that the army's taking a full stride in trying to ramp up the H2F to really get to really make soldiers fully full soldiers and not just being good at physical, but really
Hmm.
tapping into their mental, their spiritual, their
Yeah.
nutritional, the sleep readiness, all of that, bro. So it's
Yeah.
really a good thing, and I've learned a lot since I've taken on this position, man. But I'm the NCOIC of this program, bro. So really trying to get it up off of the ground, man, and really trying to push it out there, bro. But appreciate
Man.
you asking that though, man. But
Yeah. That's
that's what I'm
awesome.
doing
That's
now.
awesome.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. Hey, so tell me this, man. I
Hmm.
know, I know you was a regular drill sergeant on the trail, and then you was a drill sergeant leader, bro. So tell me, how was your time on the trail, and what is your biggest takeaways from after completing your time on the trail, bro?
Oh man, take me back.
Now,
send, send me back. Give me 6 months.
hey, 6 months, bro. You still got some more to prove.
Hey, the juice still in there.
Yeah.
Coming off the trail, I start with post trail life first. That's been the biggest change for me because I'm realizing now. It's funny you asked that because I just had a powwow with like all of my NCOs, like my
Okay.
section NCRCs, all of my team leads.
Yeah.
Because I work at an LEA, a law enforcement activity. So our main focus, main mission is law enforcement. So
Okay.
the way it's structured, we're not I don't want to say normal MP company because as the awestruck when it came out last, I want to say March April timeframe, the army started downsizing some MP company battalions, all of those things. So we're
Yeah.
not set up like a normal unit where you have myself, the platoon sergeant, then you would have three squads with three squad leaders, and then three team leaders within each squad.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm set up to where my three sections. I have my NTRCs that lead those, and then you have the sergeants that fall under, who helps to take care of the soldiers. So talking with them, I told them recently, I was like, I'm jealous of you all, right? Because
Right.
at this position, I realize that I don't get to be right there side by side, hands on with the soldiers every day
Yeah.
anymore. Getting pulled into meetings, getting pulled into first sergeant office as we figure out the daily operations or things that may come up or come down on
Yeah.
us. So I say that's been the hardest thing because going from being a squad leader in Germany, where I was right there with my soldiers on the road in the field, that constant cycle going on mission uh, to transition into the trail where day in and day out, those somebody else's kids were mine, for 22 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
They're mentoring them, administering corrective action,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
sitting them down and be like, hey, I why'd you just get dusted off? Because of this drill sergeant. Hey, you're definitely right. This is how we're going to fix it.
Yeah.
To transition into the drill sergeant academy, where it was a lot of the same thing, and you realize um, you are really in a position to make a positive impact on the army. With
Mhm.
with other NCOs, and I got a lot of positive feedback from my time there, and I really miss that. My D belting ceremony, like the day before I had it, like I was driving home and thinking about all of that impact um, that I was exposed to and had the chance to be in and around and be a part of. Like I shed a tear, like
Right.
involuntarily, like a tear came down. I was just like, man, I won't ever get this again.
Yeah.
No matter what, by chance, just say I promote and have a chance to go be a chief instructor at the academy. As a first sergeant, it still won't be how it was.
Yeah.
you
Nah.
know it won't be like that ever again,
Yeah.
so I definitely don't take that for granted. And talking with some other mentors, who all weren't drill sergeant leaders but drill
Mhm.
sergeants, senior drill sergeants, they gave me some advice. It was like, hey, I know you've done this, I know you've done this as a drill sergeant. uh don't take drill sergeant Sullivan back to the line. um
Yeah.
I'm a
You gotta let
very,
it go.
me, I'm very laid back. I'm
Yeah.
very um guess you can say level-headed when it comes to
Yeah.
a lot of things. So even now, these short 4 or 5 months I've been here in the position, I've had to really take a step back, and it can't just be half right.
Yeah. Nah.
you know,
Nah. Nah.
it's,
Nah. You
yeah,
do that no
it's
more, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of mentorship with my NTOs and even pulling the soldiers in, just based
Okay.
on how we're set up. My door is always open, um, and being able to take that step back, which is really good. It's just a different type of mentoring, because on the trail, you're in this structured,
Mhm.
austere, driven environment, and you have certain methods, or even more methods, I would say, that you
Yeah.
can entice people or motivate people to do one what you want them to do and what they need to do. Um, but as far as being back in the line, it was a culture shock a little. Being in Trade-off 3.5 years is like,
Bro,
man.
that's a yeah, yeah, definitely, bro.
So I get back to the line, and and see simple stuff like a soldier with their hand in their pocket, or grooming standards not up to par. You kind of start twitching, and it's kind of like,
You want to say something, bro? Hey,
yeah, yeah.
it's just like you just yeah, it's like you just want to act, bro. You just want to act.
hmm
I
Yeah,
got you.
and I've already apologized to him multiple times. I said, hey y'all, I'm just letting you know, Trade-off messed me up, because seeing X, Y, and Z since I've been here, I don't
Yeah,
like it. you know,
yeah. I'm telling you.
um, but I'll say it's not me being nitpicky. It's me wanting to
Mhm.
hold you all to a standard, to enhance the culture, of the unit, but to also, stress accountability. From the
Yeah.
bottom up to the top down. And I've gotten some positive feedback, from my guys, but yeah, hands down, I miss my trail time, and it has helped me, um, in different situations when it comes to, difference between corrective action and training in that environment,
Yeah.
to whether it has to be or need to be in this environment. So yeah.
Okay. I got you,
hmm
man. Man, I tell you this, bro. Once I took the hadn't belt off, man. Bro, because first, I had the opportunity to take the hadn't belt off, and then I went down to the shop
hmm
whenever I was running the drivers training program, bro. So
Yeah.
I had to get used to sitting behind a desk, bro,
hmm
because I had never really had that opportunity in my career to just sit behind a desk. I've always been on the go.
Yeah.
I've been out there teaching, instructing, whether it's
hmm
pitching, whether it's doing PRT, whether it's leading PRT, marching, leading rook marches and all of that, bro. I've been doing that for so long, bro, that when I had to sit down and sit behind a desk, bro, I felt sick, bro, because I'm like, I'm missing something. I'm missing to get
Yeah.
up and go. I'm missing doing this, doing that, bro. So I had to
hmm
get used to that, bro. So I feel you on that, bro. Sometimes like it forces you to take a step back because even though you want to make every correction that you see, you want to do all this and do all that, bro. And then like when you going back to the line, bro, it's complicated because now the stuff that hasn't been corrected and you out here trying to correct it, bro, people look at you crazy and look at you funny when you trying to uphold a standard, which you're doing the correct thing
hmm
because they're supposed to be doing it anyways, but
Yeah.
they haven't
Yeah.
been. But
Yeah.
yeah, bro, I feel you, bro. It's hard. And then even me taking this new position of what I'm doing now, bro, because I sit behind a desk every day, Monday through
Yeah.
Friday. That's what I
Yeah.
do. I'm sending emails, bro, like
hmm
responding to stuff, and that's new, bro. I'm not used to that. Like so it took me a while to get used to that aspect of being in the office and being hands off of soldiers because now they have other leaders that's out there
Exactly.
leading them and doing that. It's complicated
hmm
for me to see that and not want to go act when my job now is to sit behind a desk and be sending emails and typing and doing this type of stuff, bro. So it is new. So I feel you 100% on that, bro. It's complicated, but I
Yeah.
think now as we get up in rank, bro, we're going to have to learn how to take a step back.
Yeah.
And
Because what
yeah,
that does is you don't want to take, those teaching moments, or those opportunities for those junior NCOs,
yeah,
uh, to make them a better mentor, and
yeah.
how to lead their soldiers. So if you're always overstepping, because like simple with PT, I'm MFT qualified as well.
Hmm.
I have my personal trainer cert, through NASM,
Yeah.
all of that stuff, and I'm currently my unit's MFT. Um,
Okay.
so I remember early on, about 2 months in, I came here and I was leading PT, right? And I was talking
Yeah.
to my officer counterpart, and I was like, we were sitting in the office, and I was like, you know what? I think I think I'm overstepping. He was like, what do you mean? He was like, naturally, I was like, naturally, I come to PT and, I just leave it. I'm not giving my NTOs, enough opportunity. And they hadn't said anything, but it's
Yeah.
just something popped in my head. So that same day, I was like, hey, moving forward, NTOs, I'll let you all know if and when I want to lead PT. But from here on out, it's on you all to have a
Yeah.
plan every morning. Blah blah blah. So yeah, taking that hands off approach is it's almost cringe sometimes because you're just
Yeah.
used to being in there up front, uh, you know, and leading the way. And you can still lead the way is what I'm learning, but it's a different way. Had a conversation with my first sergeant, and he straight up told me he was like, "Hey, you don't get to have fun no more." you
Yeah,
know,
you can do that no more, bro.
yeah, yeah. He
Them
he was
days
like he was
over,
like
bro.
yeah, he was like, I need to be able to find you when I need you. I
Yeah.
need you to make sure that the administrative wheel is well oiled and running smooth. So
Yeah.
I was like, yes, first sergeant. I don't like it, but yes, first sergeant.
Yeah. 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 I feel
Yeah.
you. Okay. Okay. Definitely, bro. All right, man. So appreciate you giving me that insight and sharing that, bro,
hmm
because me and you on the same page with that, bro. So I feel you.
hmm
All right, man. So let's talk a little bit about fatherhood, man. Um, we finna like we finna move into a whole different realm now, bro. So what type of father are you and what's your why to continuously be a good father? Because you know all of the stereotypes and all of the freaking how
hmm
they label black men saying that we're not good fathers, we're not in our kids' lives, or some people say we're not good fathers, we're not in our kids' lives, we're always missing and all of that, bro. What's your why? Like what makes you be like, I'm finna be here, I'm finna do this, I'm finna raise my kids the proper way. What's your why behind
Yeah.
why like the type of father that you are?
So point blank period. I'm not a quitter.
Mm, okay, I
um,
like that. Yes, sir.
point blank and period, right? I get a little personal, right? My, I have the best parents in the world.
Mhm.
Um, they they divorced when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
I still remember like it was yesterday. I'm 36 now, and I still
Mhm.
remember yesterday. The disagreements, the arguments, that I witnessed growing up, and the same way me growing up in not so good neighborhoods and
Right.
seeing the things that I saw, the things that I've had to experience. I've been jumped. I've been robbed at gunpoint.
Mhm.
And I've seen the bad side of marriage and relationships. Growing up and with myself before I got married, and it taught me not to be bitter, but to be better.
Yeah.
Um, and like I said, growing up in environments I did as well. I'm not. Well, I can't say I'm not a product of my environment because my environment gave me and helped build a positive mindset
Right.
out of the situation or situations that I've had to experience. So that is my driving force, my why, because I can't quit because I'll be hurting more than just myself.
Mm. Mhm.
I'll I have a very caring, loving, funny, spontaneous wife, three beautiful, healthy kids. I owe that to them to be the best version, of myself every day. The same way I
Yeah.
used to tell my candidates and my trainees, I was like, hey, I may only be 60 to 65% today, but you're gonna get that 60 to 65. You're gonna get 100% of that 60%.
Yeah.
That you get from me. And then the other biggest thing is communication. One example was when I was still on the trail at Leonardwood and dog tired, going through red phase, and I'm just in zombie mode, right?
Right.
2, 3, 3, 4 hours of sleep, getting off at 20, 2100.
Mhm.
Um, trying to wind myself down. The next thing you know, I'm up at 3:30 again. Um, and I remember this one particular weekend, my wife just wanted to get out the house. Nothing special. It was simply hey, I want to take the kids to the park, up the street from the neighborhood. I'd like for you to go, just like that. And without even thinking about it, I looked at my wife. I said, "Baby, I really don't feel like going, but I know it's important to you. So as long as you drive, I'll be there."
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
saw I saw the biggest smile come across her face,
Yeah.
because it wasn't that I told her. She didn't focus on the fact that um I said I didn't feel like going. She focused on the fact that regardless of how I felt, I knew how it would make her feel to
Right.
have me there. And I think that's with relationships and being a father. That's what you have to do. What I'm doing now, having to take that step back and be that mentor and just lead my NCOs and let them lead, is the same concept for my family.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not always there because the army takes up, half my time or most of my time during the week.
Hmm.
But taking the time that I do have and maximizing the time I do have with my family, I realize means the most, because it's not buying them everything they want. It's not taking them every place that I could possibly take them. It's simply spending time with them.
Yeah.
Um, you know, the other weekend, my son was upstairs with me. He was on his tablet, and I was just kind of laying around, just trying to get a little rest upstairs. And he was in the room with me, and he looked at me. He was just like, "Dad, I love spending time with you." Just like that. And it's one of those things that is a teaching moment for you, because like I said, the same in my job, the way I feel every day, at something, I feel the same way at home. Am I spending enough time with the kid? Do I uh, show my wife enough affection? At times, she understands my job and how emotionally drained or spent I am most of the time. Because
Yeah.
as a platoon sergeant now, every problem comes back to you.
Yes, it does, bro.
And running three sections, I'm so
Yeah.
used to hearing my first sergeant call my name now, Sergeant Sullivan. I get that probably five times a day. It's not, it's, most of it's good, but it's that constant being pulled into meetings,
Yeah.
pulled into the office, or someone coming to with things that need done, missions need to be met. Um, I take that same concept at home, and then at home, that same concept at work. I have a duty. It's more than just a job. My family isn't a job. My family is the duty. They are the purpose of why I get up and put the uniform on every day.
Yeah.
And I'll be lying to you if I said every day is skills and rainbows, however you want to put it. Because
Yeah.
me and my wife have had to have those moments, where we didn't like each other every day.
Hmm.
Where was times that I was so tired I didn't want to do different things, or I get upset about something that wasn't done, or she gets upset, and vice versa. And we've had to have those moments where we didn't talk and realized we needed to talk.
Yeah.
Um, and I think over time, it's not about you being this picture perfect, because we're definitely not. I've had these conversations um, over the past few years with my battle buddies on the trail and with the trainees. Because I remember I had a few ask me one time, because they always see you there, and it was like, "Drill sergeant, how do you balance being here, and having a family?" And I looked at them and I said, "There is no balance."
Ain't no balance,
you
but
know, there is no
yeah.
balance. What you
Just got to figure it
Like I
out.
stated earlier, yeah, one, figure it out, and two, you just have to keep open communication with your
Yeah.
family, your spouse, and you have to maximize the the 30%, because 70% of your time is being taken up. You have to maximize that 30% to where it feels like 70
Yeah.
or more.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so yeah, my why is simply not failing my family when
Gotcha.
it comes to them, because some of the things I didn't want as a kid that I had to endure, and what I had to go through, and what I had to see and experience. Um, and I've told my wife this. It's replayed in my mind over time as I've gotten married and had kids, and it's really important for me to remind myself about that. Because yes, I'm tired. I don't always want to spend money. I don't
Yeah.
always want to pay a bill. I don't always want to do this or that. But it's not about me. It's been not about me. In the same sense, in the army now, it's way past being about me. It's about my success hangs on my subordinate success. So the more successful they are, I'm successful.
Yeah.
You know, when my family's taken care of, they're happy, they're healthy, they have clothes on the back, shelter, everything they need, then I'm successful.
Yes.
Because I'm doing my job. So it's 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 a balancing act, but it's one that's worth it, I
Yeah.
would say. Yep.
Okay. I like it. Hey man, you said a mouthful there, bro, because I feel the
Not bad.
no, 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 no. In the good way, in the good way, in the good way. Now,
Yeah.
I feel the same way, man, because I've been a father for a long time, bro. Yeah, I've
Mhm.
been a father, I've been a stepfather, I've been all of that, man. And I feel like sometimes it's hard to always be there, just like you said, because you got so much things going on. You're getting pulled in so
Mhm.
many different ways, bro. But you just finding the time to give a little bit of that time that you do have, even when you're tired, as like you said, when you didn't really feel like going to the park, but you still sacrificed to go there with your family because your family
Mhm.
wanted you to be there, like your wife wanted you to be there and your family wanted to be there. That's the biggest thing, man. Like keeping those open lines of communication, bro, and sacrificing. Like that's what I've learned, like to be a great father, man, and to be a great husband, boyfriend, whatever it is you are. It's about sacrifice. You have to be able to
Mhm.
sacrifice a
Yep.
little bit, bro. You have to be able to be willing to give you, or to give a little bit more of you than maybe what you would have. You have to be able
Mhm.
to give a little bit more of you to fill everybody's plate, to make everybody happy, to get everybody on the same page, bro, because at the end of the day, you are the ringleader. And I don't really like to use the terms head of household and all of that, bro, but you are the person that keeps the family together. Like, the wife, she takes care of the kids, she takes care of the house, she does everything she does, bro, but then they still come to you for questions. They still come to you for, hey, can we
Yep.
do this? Hey, can we go here, Dad? And all of that. So you being able to still sacrifice a little bit of your time, even when you're tired, even when you have a million things going on, bro. That's everything to them. And I've learned
Mhm.
over on the years, bro, that just you giving that little bit of time or that little bit of effort will save your relationship in the long run. Save your relationship with your spouse, girlfriend, the kids, everything, bro. Just you showing them that you actually care and that you genuinely care, even when
Yep.
you tired, bro. I think that's the biggest thing, bro. And I'm like you, man. I didn't grow up um always in the best of situations, bro. I've seen so
Mhm.
much, man. I've been through so much. Yeah, like I had a good childhood also, man. Like my parents were together all the way up until I was like 12, and then they divorced, bro, and then that's when all hell had broke loose, man. It was just me and my mom on my own. Whatever my mom and my dad was going through, bro, I still love both of them dearly to death, man. But
Yeah.
whatever they was going through, they was having they issues, bro, and it forced me to become a man because my father was out of the picture and it was just me and my mom. So I had to start working at a young age to help my mom pay her bills, to help get the house situated. I chose to do that to help her because I didn't like to see my mom struggle, man. Because my mom is my everything. So I didn't want to see her struggle, bro. So like you said, bro, I saw those arguments. I saw that stress between the two, bro. I seen that, man. I was, young and in the streets also, bro. So I've been in situations that I knew I shouldn't have been in, but I was in them
Mhm.
anyway because I was just out there because I was young and just being dumb and fast and all of that, bro. So just like you, I've been there, bro. Trust me, I've, I've
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
So I never wanted mine to have to be able to deal with that, or I never wanted mine to have to experience that. to have to experience, you know, being in the streets, not being able to have, not being
Yeah.
able to do the things that they wanted to do or whatever, bro. So that forced me to grind harder.
Yeah.
And that forced me to be a present dad. That forced me to be a present, boyfriend, husband, whatever the case may be at the time, bro. It forced me to
Mhm.
do things that sometimes when I was tired and I didn't have the energy, I still had to do them because I wanted my people around me to have the best. So I
Yeah.
totally agree with you, bro. It's open lines of communication, sacrifice,
Mhm.
and just being there for each other, bro. I feel you on that, man.
Yes, sir.
100%. I appreciate you sharing that though, bro. That was deep though,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
But I really, really appreciate you sharing that with us. All right, bro. Let me let me see. Let me ask you this. So a lot of that, what you just said, kind of answered
Hmm.
my next question, bro. But my
Uh
next
oh.
question was,
Let me see. I see. Yeah, I can see it on the paper.
hey, is it? Hey, yeah, man. Because my next question
Yeah.
was, how as black men can we be better husbands or better boyfriends, bro? But
Oh yeah.
your answer, what you just answered about the kids, man, kind of answered that question there, bro. I feel like we got to be present, bro. Same way,
Yeah.
we got to be present.
Yeah.
We got to
Cause
be willing to sacrifice. But go ahead, though. My bad.
oh no, 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 you good. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely add, because I know you hit on it, just briefly with the introduction and everything. You
Mhm.
know, the stereotypes,
Yeah.
right? Um, you know that they're definitely out there, and you know, for any black man who you know is active in their family's lives, you know, who are present, who are doing those things, it's kind of a subconscious thing, not to fail as well.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, it's that added pressure, you know, that not to be that stereotype.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. I don't try to be anything for anybody else, you know, but my family and what I have currently going on in my bubble at home and at work. But growing up, you know, to be honest, even you know, I love our culture. I just did my ancestry not
Oh
too
yeah.
long ago, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I found out I'm mostly Nigerian.
Oh
You
wow.
know,
Okay. Damn.
yes, sir. So
I gotta
yeah,
do
so I'm
mine,
I'm
bro.
actively.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, yeah, so I'm actively researching that, you know, learning more about, you know, my Nigerian heritage because I've been found some cousins and family members on there as well already. So, you know, I'm learning more about myself and where I come from and who
Mhm.
I am and
Mhm.
um why I am who I am.
Right.
Um and you know, and understanding that the more you know where you come from, who you are, and what your purpose is in life, I think that makes life more meaningful, you know, to do. But yeah, that subconscious is always there. Um, knowing that stereotypes are out there, you know, children growing up, you know, black children growing up without their father being in the household
Yeah.
or being present or coming from broken homes. And that's not something I ever want to that's not a stereotype I ever want for my kids.
All right.
Um, you know, so I kind of make it my mission. I'm just being myself each and every day, but that is something that I think about time to time. You
Yeah.
know, being there for my kids so they can proudly say, you know, one day, you know, that my mom, my dad, you know, is the example, you know, of what a healthy, loving, God fearing relationship, you know, is, and it is possible, you know, and it is out there. And, you know, not every black man is there to make babies and bounce. Um, you know, and even with, you know, because I love my culture, but you know, from our music and to those stereotypes being there, it's easy for someone to disparage um, you know, us as black men, look at us as less, or you know, someone who's not accountable or unserious or things like that. But that's the total opposite, you know, of what we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. Appreciate that, bro. I agree.
Mhm.
I agree totally, bro.
Mhm.
We got
Yeah.
so much, man. We got so much knowledge. We got so much, you know, influence to you know, I guess I've always been one of them people that never understood, you know, not being in my children's life. I guess
Hmm.
I always see it as like, why would you make an excuse to not be there? Like, whatever,
Yeah.
everybody's situation is different. You know, sometimes the other parent won't allow you to be. Sometimes, you
Hmm.
know, y'all just not seeing eye to eye with whatever kind of communication that y'all have going on. But if you have the opportunity to be there, I feel like you should be there. Even if it's
Yeah.
just time, even if it ain't money, even if you can't do much,
Hmm.
just be there. At least give them
Yeah.
a positive role model. I feel like
Yep.
that's, you know, that's the easiest thing to do, but you got to want to do it. As men, we
Yep.
got to want to do that. It
Hmm.
can't be somebody forcing you to do it, because when somebody
Exactly.
forces you to do something, that energy or that natural, you know, drawing to that isn't going to
Mm.
be the same as, you know, you just doing it on your own. So
Yeah, and
I
it
feel
won't
like,
last.
yeah, it won't, because if somebody forcing you
Yeah.
to do something, it's just you just there because somebody told you that you had to be there. You ain't there because you want to be there.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I agree though, bro. Appreciate that though, man. All right,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
Hey, so I got one last question for you, bro, and then I'll get you out of here, man. All right.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
so the last question. If you could change anything about yourself, just one thing, what would it be?
Mm, man. So I can't just be perfect, huh?
Nah, you can't be perfect. You can't be perfect, dog. Hey,
Hey, don't let my mama see that. You're gonna
hey,
be like,
yeah,
my
hey,
baby
hey, hey.
perfect.
Mom be like, hey, my baby, the perfect man. And she gonna be there.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I'll have to say, because it was fun in the conversation I had with my command team when I got here.
yeah.
They had me fill out the little sheet, strengths, weaknesses.
Mhm.
Had that good first initial conversation. Um, I consider myself a productive procrastinator, if that makes sense.
It does.
You know,
It does.
I'm very. I don't know if it's because I like to torture myself, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'm very good in the crunch, but a lot of times I can avoid the crunch if I just plan ahead accordingly most of the time,
Yeah.
right? There are times I know there are things need to be done, but I'll do it tomorrow. There
Hmm.
are things that I know that I can do, but oh yeah, this is not for another few weeks. I can start on this next week, kind of
Hmm.
thing. So I think if I can change going from being a productive procrastinator, meaning crunch time, all right, boom, all right, it's done. Because I learned that at the academy. The next movement which I'll name, explain, and demonstrate, which you can practically work on.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yeah, yes,
having
sir.
having to having to learn a pitch.
Yeah.
Within a day or half a day or
Boy,
that
look him,
morning
boy.
before you have to pitch it.
Yeah.
You're up in the office just blah, 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 blah. I'm good at that, but I think I would be more productive. With my time if I learn to not procrastinate so much. So right
Okay.
now I'm still a productive procrastinator,
Hmm.
but it's something I am aware of that I know I need to change,
Yeah.
and I just gotta take that next step to all right at all times because it's just like in a habit, right? With working out, it takes so many days, or weeks to break a habit.
Yeah.
It takes so many weeks for that habit to go from being a habit to a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I think it'll take a little time, but yeah, I'm a big procrastinator at times,
Okay.
and I don't like it for myself, but I keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you, bro.
Yeah,
I'm the same though, bro. I procrastinate
yeah,
because I know I can get the task done in
hmm
quickly. So sometimes I
exactly.
procrastinate and I push things off to the last minute because I know how much time it actually takes to get it done. So I leverage that a little bit. I'd be like, well, it only gonna take me about an hour to do this, so I'll wait until later. So I'm the same way, bro. I feel like I can get better with procrastination also. So
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one, bro. I think we on the same page there, bro. Because I procrastinate and I do it
hmm,
because I know I can do the task that's at hand quickly. So I
yeah,
push it off
yeah,
until I know I gotta do it. So I feel you there,
hmm,
bro. Okay.
yeah,
Hey man. But hey, check it out. So I appreciate you getting on here with me today, man. Appreciate you supporting the For the Culture platform, man. I reached out because I knew that you was gonna give me some realness, man. You was gonna talk to me from on the heart, bro. So I really, really appreciate you sharing all of that about your personals, about your, your wife, your kids, the work life, and all of that, bro. But before I get you off of here, bro, let me ask you: do you have any final remarks, man? Anything you want to say to the people, or you want to say to younger soldiers, just to keep their head straight, or to keep them in the right mind frame in any
Yeah.
mentorship that you would like to say?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a quote that any of my trainees candidates can tell you, and it's something I live by. It's a quote I saw a long time ago, and it's stuck with me. And the quote is, I never lose.
Mm,
Either I win or I learn.
okay.
I never lose. Either I win or I learn. Because what that means is, you'll never lose. Even if you fail at something, right? But as they say, it's only a failure you've never tried again.
Yeah,
So in the same sense, if you fail at something or you don't achieve something the first time, you didn't lose. You know, as long as you learn something from it.
definitely.
You learn how not to do something this way, or you learn to do something better the next time. So I take that life lesson and apply it to my personal life, and my professional life. That I never lose. Either I win or I learn. So in the end, I'm winning.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely, bro.
yeah. I used to tell my students as well, like, hey, I'm never wrong. I'm just not always right.
You're just not always right. Hey, check it out, bro. Hey, look, I see
Hey,
you there, bro. Hey, hey, hey,
hey,
hey, because it's never a loss, man. Because like,
no, is it?
because I hear so many people talking about wins and losses, bro. But it's never a loss.
Mhm.
It's just a lesson
Yeah,
learned.
exactly.
It's a
Put it
lesson
put it in
learned,
a
bro.
different category.
Yeah,
Put it in a different category.
that's
Hey,
it,
we
bro.
can- hey we finna turn this into a poetry club.
Hey, bro. Here we go. In this snapping it.
Hey,
Hey, yes, sir. Hey, check it out, bro. But I like that quote though, bro. I like that, man.
yes,
But
sir.
hey, check it out, bro. But again, man, I appreciate you getting on here, chopping it up, sharing some of your time with me, man. I'm gonna get you again. I'm gonna get you on here again, man, in the
Okay.
future, bro. But
Yeah.
this episode here will be shared on all platforms, man. So people will be able to hear your story, and people will be able to hear your heart, man, and on some of the things that you spoke about, bro. But again, I appreciate you, brother, and I'm gonna link in with you again, bro.
Okay. Hey, and as always, for the culture.
Hey, yes, sir, for the culture. Hey, appreciate you, bro.
All right. Much love, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right.